Hi everyone, in this video we will learn about data visualization with ggplot2 package in R. So ggplot2 follow the concept of grammar graphic. According to the grammar graphics, most of the plots can be split into different components. For example, to have the plot, we need the data and aesthetics, which define the location of the variable being plotted, and the color, and the size, and the shape, and geometry define how the variable should appear. For example, it should be appeared as points or as line or as bar and facets in here. For example, if you have different groups of variables that are plotted in different plot and you want to arrange the plots in the panel. For example, here I have two rows, so you can use some functions of facets and statistic. You can transform the variable, or you can also uh, plot the trend of the variable and the coordinates here, which define the ratio of the x and y, or define the Cartesian or radial coordinate system. And lastly, theme or label define the background color and location of legend and X and Y label and so on, and title, so on. So now, before doing some exercise with ggplot2, I would suggest you to visit the website of official website of ggplot2.tidyverse.org. In here, they have many nice example, and they have very detailed explanation of different function of ggplot2. And to and in here, the data that I used for this video, you can download from this link, the first link here. And I also put these links to in the video description, so you can look at the video description below this video and download it. And for the R script here, maybe you can download it, or you can follow the video and you type it in R yourself. So now let's download the data. Click here. And then you just click here to download the data. Okay, it's downloaded here. So now you can open our studio and read the data. So first I need to load the ggplot2 library. So if you haven't installed, first you need to install, for example, package here, install, and just type ggplot2 and install. And here I already installed, so I don't need to do that. I just need to load the ggplot2 library. And the general syntax of ggplot2 is that first you need to have the data, put the data into ggplot function. So ggplot here, data, put your data here, and your data should be data frame. And then you use some geom functions, for example, geom line, geom points, and so on, and mapping aesthetic. And then you define the coordinate function and facet functions and scale function, label and theme functions. So the first two lines are required, and the remaining are optional. It means that if you don't have if you don't define coordinate system, facet, or scale function in here, ggplot will use the default settings. So now let's read the data. Here I downloaded the data and put in this folder, and the data has header and separator, comma. Control Enter. Let's explore the data. So the first column is date, and second column is average temperature, and this is maximum temperature, minimum daily temperature. And I want to convert the date to date because it now is character. Here, Control Enter. And I want to have another column, which is column year. Control Enter. And now if I click here, you see there is an additional column, which is column year. I can see here. So the last column is a character. And now let's plot the mean temperature, T average. Yes. So first you need to say ggplot and then supply with data. Data equal data in here. And then geom, for example, I want to plot at line aesthetic x equal to c. Here we need to know the name of the data frame. So x is date and t is t average. Y is t average, date. So and y is t average. And let's control enter. Here is the plot of average temperature in Berlin from the German Weather Service. Maximum is around 25, minimum is almost 10, minus 10. And you can change the color. For example, if I put here color equal to, let's say, red, control enter, and now the color is red. Or you can blue. You can check the color, the name of ggplot has many different names. Okay, if I put inside aesthetic, let's see what happened. Color, let's say blue. Control enter is still red. It's not wrong because if you put inside here, this is just the color ID that we could modify it later. So we just, yeah. And in here is we use the default color, which is red in here. So if I want to color according to the value here, I can put here. Control enter, and now you see the color is, we have the gradient color according to the value of average temperature. And you also, for example, plus this with 10, and now you will see that the temperature shifted by 10. Control enter. Here the minimum is not minus 10 but 0. So you can basically do some math operation in here, but I don't want to do it. Okay, and you can set the line width later on. For example, if we want to have point geom point in here, control enter, and now change to points. Yeah. But I want geom line, for example. And then I can set line width, let's say 0.5. Okay. And I can change the legend and the color gradients later. So, and now I want to, the second command is, should be coordinate function. Of course, we can add like geom point in here, is no problem. We can add as many geom function in here as we want. For example, here. So now we have both point and light. Sorry, here. Yeah. But for example, I don't want this. And now the next thing is coordinate function. Coordinate. We want to have, what do we want to flip the coordinate? That's that, right? Control enter, it doesn't look good. Or you can change the axis ratio. Coordinate, fix, for example, ratio, the y over x ratio, let's say 10. Let's see here, 20. To try it. So the y is now wider than the x axis. And you can play with this number, but normally the default value is already good. So I just use the default value. And now, for example, I want to have two plots for different years. For example, here I have year 2023 and 2024. So I want to have two plots. So I use the facet grid. So my row equal to variable year. Control enter. Now I have two subplots. So the first one is for 2023 and the second one is for 2024. And now I want to change the legend in here and the color gradient. For example, if I want to change it manually, I say that yeah, if you look at the general general syntax here, so we can use scale. We want to change the color, so scale color gradient here, because this is gradient color. So first we want to change the name of the legend. Let's say temperature and the color equal let's say blue, orange. Control enter. Now it changed to blue and orange. And you see the legend title in here. And the last thing is that the label and theme function. For example, we would want to change the X, Y label. Let's say label title. We want to have a title. For example, this is for Berlin, temperature for Berlin. Control enter here. And X is day. So we don't want to put that in here because when we look at this number, we know this is date. For example, Y is temperature, temperature, degree Celsius. Control enter, and now we have here. And what else? We want to have theme, for example, the standard one theme, just the white background. So here, white background. So you can also control the legend position. Here, theme, legend, position. Let's say top. Now top doesn't look good, right? You can play with this. Okay. So here we have plotted the temperature and it looks quite informative in here because low temperature should be blue and high temperature should be orange or red. And now let's plot T min and T max and T max S line in here. So we should supply the data ggplot and then the data, put the data in here, and then similar geom line in here. Just type geom line and aesthetic X is date, Y is T min, and color. Let's say this is T min color. So control enter, and we put another geom line function in here. Can put for T max. And the color less than T max, we will change the color later. So now T min and T max. And now we can change the color and change the legend and the title in here. If we want to change the color, here we don't want to use other coordinate system or change something. We just have one plot in here. We don't use facet in here. Now we just want to change the color. So as you see in here, all of these are optional. it we don't need it. And scale, we want to change the color manual. So the name of the legend in here, let's say temperature, and the color values C. So T mean which color it should be. For example, should be blue, and T max T, the color should be red. Control enter, and now we have temperature T min T max in here, and we also can change the X and Y label and others. For example, here I just copy the same, paste it here, Control enter, and now I have more or less the same background as the one above. Okay, now let's do another plot. Scatter plot. Plot T min and T max with T max. So we ggplot data, and then we geom point. So aesthetic X should be T min, for example, and Y should be T max, for example. Just control enter. Okay, and then we let's have the regression line geom smooth and method. Let's say linear regression. Sorry, we should put this in here. So aesthetic should put in here. Yeah. Or in short, if we want to save, we can put on in here. For example, here. Also work. Here, just so we don't need it, don't need to repeat it twice. So this save time. The two codes produce the same plot. And you can also change the appearance in here, for example. Yeah, just copy this and paste it here. So right here we don't have the legend. Should put the legend here. Just say color is equal to, just say T min, T max. Control enter. And now here, color. Yes, we can change it here. Also use scale color manual. Here scale color, uh, color manual, the name, just T min T max, min versus T max, and now color values here, just say this one equal red. Red. Control enter. We should put the plus sign here. So now it's red or the orange. So we can also put in here alpha, which define the transparency. Let's say 0.2. Let's say not in here, but in here. Alpha 0.2. Control enter. Increase 0.4. Yeah, better. So you can do also many different plots and in the website of ggplot2tidyverse.org. You can see many examples and you can customize the plot the way that you want. So thanks for your interest in this video, and let's move to the next video.